Hi everybody, thanks for stopping by our community. I'm working on a bit of a project inside Illustrator. I'm making a scene for Cartoon Animator. Anyway, I need to decide which direction this project is going to go. I'm either going to make it a static project where nothing moves around, or I'm going to make it customizable. Anyway, let's get to work on this. Now I need to shrink this down a little bit. I'm going to hold down Shift on my keyboard and just shrink it down. Now I'm going to make this customizable, which means you'll be able to add your own background once it's painted. So this looks a little bit too big. Shrink it down in size. And there we go here. Gonna make a couple copies of this. Control C, Control V, do it twice. You always keep a copy of everything that you make. So there's our original copy there. And we'll just move this over here, and lots of guides in this, makes it nice and easy for you to line things up, and that looks perfect. So if I'm not sure if it's correct, I can just drag down the ruler here and just go here and move this in with the arrow key and line it up, and then I can do the same here, move this down, and there you can see it's basically lined up. Now if I want a straight row, I just click one, and then I hold down Shift and click the other one. I go up to Object, and let's find it here, Blend, and then I'm going to go to Make, or Blend Options I should say, and then I want to make sure there are certain steps. I'm going to add 2 steps, I want 2 more windows, hold down Alt, Control, and B and blend, and there we go, we have our 4 windows here. Now when I color this, I'll just make it transparent, and that looks good for this building. Now if I want to make changes to these windows, I just click on them. I can make them smaller or bigger, whatever I like, and just stretch them out like this again, and there we have a building. Now it's very easy to make changes with this software. I'm just going to grab this window, make another copy, Control C, Control V. If I want to make changes, I can also do this. Now I can also make this project customizable as well, but I'm just going to stick with making it static transparent right now. There we go. I'm going to lock it down, Control 2 on my keyboard, and I'm going to add a few lines in here to make this a little better. So there we have a little bit of a wall. Go up here, hold down Shift, and lines it right up here. Click on the path, and it's finished. Now if I want the same thing on the other side, just press O on my keyboard, hold down Alt, and we're going to have a nice beautiful window in a second. So this is another version of the window. Endless options when you're working with Illustrator, and it's very easy to make things. There we go. Now I want to lock these down as well. Control 2. And I'm going to grab my pen tool, click here on the anchor point, and drag it across here. And then we're finished. We have another version of the window if I want to make this a customizable project. All I need to do is go to Object and unlock all of it. Control G on my keyboard to group it. Now I'm going to zoom out, Control minus. I'll make another copy of the window, Control C, Control V. I have this version now, so I'll just move this version up beside the other one up here. I have 2 versions of the window. Now if I want to put blinds or something across there, that's very easy too. I can just take a line with the pen tool. So again, I just click here, hold down Shift, and click on the other part. And the easier way to do this is just do the same thing on the other side. Doesn't need to be perfect, but it's got to be close. And there you go, that's finished as well. Now we have the blinds, and I'm just going to quickly hold down Shift here, go to Object, and I'm going to blend them again, but I want more lines. So I'm going to go down to my options here, and I think maybe 6 is okay. So let's give it a try. Alt Control B on the keyboard, And there we go. We have another version of the window. So again, Control C, copy it again. Actually, yeah, I got to make sure that everything's grouped. Control G, go back here, Control C, Control V, and there we have another version of the window. Options are endless with this software. You can do a lot of different things. Really depends how your imagination goes. Now I have this one here. I can change this. Show you what I mean in a second. Control C, Control V. I also want to add lines to this one as well. Control plus on my keyboard. Now if I didn't want them like that, I can also change it. Remember to lock everything down. Control 2. And we're just going to add the blinds on this window too. Like I said, you can go on and make different versions and make it really customizable, or you can make things static. Lots of interesting things you can do with this software. Just quickly go across here. And again, I hold down Shift, and I can Alt Control B again and blend things. Oops, forgot to click that one. Alt Control B, and you have another set of blinds on this window. So we have 4 different windows. If I want to make it customizable, again, I got to remember to unlock it. So just unlock these and quickly make our window. Control G. And I'll just bring this up here. There we go. So now we have 4 different versions of the windows. Let's have a closer look at this and show you what I'm talking about. You can sell these for $1 each in the store after you color them. You can also make different versions of these windows on the building. It's really up to the designer, and it really matters what you charge now because things are getting expensive. Your computer, your software, all this stuff is really expensive to have, so you need to make your money back, and you also need to earn a living. Anyway, here you can see this is our building and we're almost finished it. Now there's other things you can do. You can do many different things. I could add another roof on this. I'll show you what I mean in a second. I'm going to lock all this down first. Control 2. And I want to make sure that I find about the center point when I do this. So I click on the anchor point here. I find it. There it is. And this is the slant on the roof. So you can just change it to how you like it. If you like a really good slant like this, or it depends what you're really looking for. So anyway, I like it like that. And then I'm going to look for my guide here. And that's the center. Hold down Shift and click. Now if I want it to be the same on the other side, just press O on my keyboard. Hold down Alt. Now you can see that didn't go all the way over. I'll just copy it. That's easy to fix. I'm going to join these two. Control J on my keyboard to join them. And just move this over to the anchor point. So I just click and move it over here. Very simple and easy to do. And there we have the roof for the house. Control J, I want to make sure everything's joined together. We have our roof. And again, you can do different versions of the roof. It's really up to you what you want to do. You can add covers to this. It's just endless working in Illustrator. Illustrator makes things a lot more easier when you're doing design. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. Remember to subscribe to my community, and I will try and get this painted. Anyway, I'm going to take this over to Photoshop now and start working on it. Fun painting our prop scene layer here. Anyway, you can see the back is checkered here. This means that it's transparent and you can see through it, and the white areas are things that you can't see through. Anyway, let's get to work on this. First thing I need to do is grab my magic wand tool, make sure it's selected, and I'm just going to click on here. And then for colors, to make things a lot more easier, I made myself a color palette, and these are all the colors that I will use during this project. Press B on my keyboard, and this one looks good. I'm just going to hold down Alt and click, go back over, and I'm going to start my painting. So I don't like this brush here. I like to use airbrushes like this one. And then just go back down here, press B, and we're going to close this. And let's continue on with the painting. Now I'm going to use my bracket keys, make it a bit bigger. And then I'm just going to go right across here. I can stay within the lines. Now I'm just going to check here, make sure everything's 100%. Move this up 100%. We don't need to do any airbrushing, and we'll just go through here like this. So there we have our nice ground there. It looks like sand. This is a house that's in the desert. Once we're done that, we're going to do a little bit of airbrushing, make it look a little more realistic. For that, I just changed my values, the opacity. I put it down to about maybe 40%. And I bring the flow down to about 30. Okay, it looks good. I'm going to click on a darker color. I'm going to shrink my brush down using my bracket keys, and I'm just going to make it look like that. That looks good. And do the same over here. And we'll just do one over here. Now that looks a lot better. And I'll just go along the bottom here. And there we go. That's done. That's finished. Now we need to go to work on our fence. I'm going to make this fence out of metal. Hold down my shift key and let's just keep going. Now I didn't like that. Control D on my board, and I'm just going to hold down Control and C. Okay, so I'm going to continue on here. I'm going to hold my shift down and go along here and paint these. It's looking good so far. Going to do every other one. Now I'm going to go back over to my paint palette here, choose a color for the metal, and I'm thinking this would look good. Press B, hold down Alt, and it looks like it's a little too dark. Move along here. I want it to be a rusty color. Again, I'm going to go here, hold down Alt. Maybe up here would be better. There we go. A nice rusty color. It's too dark. Okay, now let's give it a try just to see what it looks like. Press B on my keyboard. Move these values back up. And continue the process of painting. It takes a lot of time to create stuff. It can take you a couple hours. Really depends what type of project you're working on. This shouldn't take that long. But I'm going to make different versions of it, so it will take longer. Now, I didn't like that. Okay, that's fine. I'm just going to go across it a few times, make sure everything's painted, and then we'll continue on. So I'm going to click the ones that I haven't finished, and then we're going to move along. Here we go. The fence is looking awesome. Maybe I'll just make a slight color difference, a little darker. Press B, and then let's go across here, and there's our fence. Now I forgot to select that one. That's easy to change. Okay, let's do that in a second. Make sure everything is all colored, and then we're going to go back to here and press B on our keyboard again. Looks okay. House looks good. Looks great. Now I'm going to go up here, select my magic wand tool again, and I want to start coloring the house. And there you can see. Now again, I need to go back to my color palette. Makes things a lot easier. We want this to be a perfect house, something you can make $1 million on it if you tried to sell it. I want to make sure things are really good. Now I'm just pressing B on my keyboard. I hold down Alt. And I guess this color is okay. We'll give it a try. And maybe a little darker. Make sure everything's 100%. I don't need to be airbrushing this. and it looks good. Now I didn't like that, so if I want to correct it, just press Z on my keyboard, grab my Control D on my keyboard to deselect it, and select this one here. Now you can see that's how you spot errors in your design. I need to fix that. Control deselect, zoom in, Control plus. So we're going to fix that little error, and then in the original file I'll need to do more work a little bit. Probably bring the line over. You can see here the line didn't go all the way over. Easy way to fix that, Control plus on the keyboard, H, press B, make sure I go all the way in, B, hold down Alt, click on the black, and then B again, and we're going to shrink our brush. There we go, and we're just going to go across here. And then we're fine. You can see and we're just going to complete the line here. Control minus, lost my way a little bit. Press H on my keyboard, press plus again. Go down here and press B, continue along and fix this line. I'm just going to make these little dark spots here, make it look exact. Go across here, and then finally we're finished. There we go. So once we've corrected that, I'll need to do that on the original file too. I'm going to check the other side, H on my keyboard, move across and make sure that the line is connected with the other side. There we go. Follow the line and make sure it's perfect. Okay, we can zoom out again and go back to work on our painting. Press H on our keyboard and grab our magic wand tool. Select this here. Now I want it to be a little bit grayish. Press B on my keyboard, make my brush bigger using the bracket key, and go across. There we go. This is an amazing house. I would be doing a lot more work for Cartoon Animator. I haven't really had a lot of time, really busy with other things. I want this to be really dark black. Press B. I'm an awesome artist. And we're almost done. Looks like it's really well done here. Anyway, we still need to color the house and do a few more things on it. So I'll make this a little bigger and then I'll just drag it across and we should be finished. Now I want to color the house itself. I'm going to grab my color palette, press B, hold down Alt, and grab a nice light color like this one. Click on our project and I'm going to go across here. Now that looks a little too dark. I'm going to go up and make it a little lighter. And that doesn't look too good either. And that's better. All right, let's just zoom out and have a look at this. So there's our house layer. I'm going to leave these transparent. I want to be able to put a person in there. You can design what you want when you're doing your work on your projects. And I'm just going to go along here. These are going to be made out of stone. So it'll be a gray color. Hold down Shift and select them. And stone is like a grayish color. We'll make this a little lighter. Press B and just go across here and color them in. This house is looking better and better. As we're moving along, we get things finished. Looks like my house. When I get a house, I'll probably have 2 floors. And I'll have lots of different rooms, one for designing, one for different things. And I want to make this a little darker. Be on my keyboard, go across. Now I missed one, that's okay, no problem. Click it, B on my keyboard, and there we go. Now I want a wooden frame for the windows. Very easy to do that. And hold down Shift and move our way across. And a nice brown color for the window frame here. And B on my keyboard, and let's just color those in. Isn't this looking good? Now I'm thinking I'm going to add a little bit more color to the house, the sides of the house, make it a little more dimensional, 3D you could say. So we'll go back here, and I want to change, hold down Alt, get my color sample, and I want it to be a little darker. And I'm going to change the opacity to maybe 30, and the flow is going to be 40. There's our brush, and I'm just going to go around the edges here, make it a little more dimensional, make it look a little bit better. There we go. Maybe just a little bit here. Looks better. Now I finally need to work on my windows. This is the last step. Again, I'm going to select all of them, hold down Shift while I'm using the Magic Wand tool. And I want it to be blue, grayish, bluish color, and just taking a look as I'm moving along here. And I'm going to make a layer. Just go down here at the bottom here and click our layer. Not this one. I think it's this one. Nope, not this one. Control Z. Haven't used this for a while. There we go. I'm going to color these now. Press B on my keyboard once I've made my layer. And I'm going to move these back up to 100%. There we go. Looks better. Now I want to make these a bit transparent. Probably I'll leave it at about like 30% opacity or less. Let's have a look. We'll go down to our layer, our opacity here, and bring it down to about 27%, maybe 20%. Doesn't need to be exact, that's close enough. And there we have transparent windows. If I want to make it a little darker blue, just move it over here. I can just paint over it, and it looks good. Now, one of the great things is you can put a layer on the back of this. You can make it a night sky or a day sky, whatever you want. Okay, I'll just show you what I mean. I can make different versions of this. Control, go up here and Control deselect. Now we're working on our original layer. Now if I want, I can make it a day sky. Just simply go here, click the Magic Wand tool, choose a nice blue color. Again, press B on my keyboard and make everything 100%. And then we just add our color. You can see there, nice and easy to do that. And there we have our day sky. We can add a sun or whatever we like there. But anyway, I'm going to make it transparent so you can put whatever you want there, a day or a night sky. Control Z on my keyboard. And let's have a look at this inside Cartoon Animator. Now we're going to give our new props a trial. I'm going to bring them out individually and then have a look at them. We'll bring out our fully transparent one right here. It's going to resize it for us. Remember to keep it within the blue lines if you want to show up in a project. And this looks good enough. Perfect. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to bring a building prop. So this allows you to be a little bit flexible when you want to do customization with it. Take a look at the back here, and it's too big. I want to bring it to the back in a second. Okay, there's our building there. We're going to move it all the way to the back and move it here. Hold down Control and click and drag, and we can make a duplicate of it. Okay, it looks good enough, and do the same thing again. So this looks fine. If You know, one thing these days, hotels aren't doing that great. Property values are dropping all over the world. Things are going to really change in 2025. Okay, let's keep going here. If you own this many hotels, you've got to be super rich. And we'll just do this last one here. Now, if I want to make adjustments to all of them at once, I just click, hold down Control, and click across like this. And there we go. Looks better. Okay, now that we're finished that, I'm going to bring out a character. I'm going to bring out maybe one of our fruit characters. See if I have them here. Characters, and here they are. Here, I have a lot here. Let's bring out Mr. Apple. It'll just take a second to load. He's a G2 character here. There he is. And let's shrink him down a little bit here. And then we'll have him looking through the window. Bring him up. And there you go. He's peeking through the window. He's saying, how's it going? Where's everybody? They're all at the hotel having a party except for him. Anyway, that looks good so far. This is just one. So anyway, we're going to delete all these and move into our second one. Now this one has less customizability in it. Let's go look at it here. This is more static than this one. And again, you just bring it up to what you want it to be here. You want to take up the whole square. Okay, you can see Mr. Apple in the background there. Okay, let's say I lost him, I couldn't find him. Just go into here, and I would click on Mr. Onion or Mr. Apple, and move him to where I want him to be. This also looks good. And just for the fun of it, we'll go to the last one here, the last scene I have, and this is the day scene. And load it up, and that's what that looks like inside Cartoon Animator. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. You got a little bit of an idea of what it takes to make a prop inside Cartoon Animator. You have to go through various phases of the software, and then if I want to put this into the store, I need to package it, and then I need to add pictures and all kinds of stuff. Anyway, hope you're doing well. Thanks for watching this tutorial, and remember to subscribe to my channel and help my community grow. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye. See you all soon.